Hi everyone, this is lesson 3 where we'll be setting up our ability to add some to-dos. As you said, we actually have some things that'll help us out. So in our reducer, we already have our case for adding to the to-dos. So it takes the state, however many to-dos there are, and then it'll just add the next to-do. So you can just go to this and grab the code. And in our actions, we have the actual action of add to do, and it adds a to do and then increments the ID. So let's look at our add to do. What we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to create a new container. So go to our containers and add a file and call it add to do.tsx. Hit save. And then we're going to import some things. We're going to import React from React. So we got React. Then we're going to import Connect because we already have most of our store set up. So we'll be able to access those functions immediately. And from React Redux, then import our action add to do from our actions. Then we're just going to say let add to do, and it's going to be a function that takes a dispatch action. So it's going to be a dispatch, which is a function, and that's going to return a few things. So we're going to say let input, and this is basically going to be, the input's going to be what is the value inside the input. And we're going to want to say, we're going to write a function, add to do func, and that'll take an event, and we're going to want it to prevent the default behavior. Whoops, let's just make sure that's the event. And we're going to say if input.value.trim, we're just going to return. That means if there's no trim function doesn't work, we can't trim the value, we're just going to return it. And then we're going to say we want to dispatch add to do, and we want to send our input.value. Perfect. So we have our input, and we're going to send the input.value, and then we're going to set our input.value back to an empty string. But we're not done because we actually have to return our HTML piece. So we're going to wrap it in a div, and we're going to create a form. And in the form, we're going to have an onSubmit function, and that's going to take our add to do func, and then we're going to have input, and that's going to take the reference of the node, and input will equal the node. And then we're going to have the button, and it's going to be a type of submit. That's the type of button it's going to be. And we're going to label it add to do. Then let's go back to our app, and we're going to import add to do from containers and add to do. Perfect. And there we can just say add to do. And we have a little bit of a problem. Oh, because we don't return the rendering, I think. We do. Let's see here. Element type is invalid, expector string, but got undefined. You likely forgot to export. I believe we did. That makes sense. That's why you always read your errors. And what we want to do here is we want to just say export default, add to do. I don't think this will quite do it. Let's see here. New to do. Oh, because it doesn't have the dispatch connected to it. It still needs to be connected to the store. So let's say add to do equals connect and put the add to do in there. Now let's see if it works. Perfect. We have a mild problem here because for some reason that one both think it's probably number 1. So let's go into our to-dos, and that's not going to help. Go into our actions and set this to 3 because we started with 3 with our basic ones. Now if I add it, new, all right, 4. Perfect. All right, in the next video we'll be adding the ability to filter the different to-dos, so we could see all our completed to-dos or all our uncompleted to-dos. All right, see you in the next video.